football. I will talk to you every day that I am here about being a physical football team, because you still win with great defense and being physical, number one. And I'm a kind of old-fashioned in that belief, but I still believe in that. I think you look at the Super Bowl, the team that won the Super Bowl was the one that played great defense and was the more physical football team. Last but not least, I expect our players to be good people. I expect you to be the best person that you can be. My number one job, I really believe as a head football coach, is to make each one of you guys in here the best possible person that you can be. That's in the community, that's in the school, that's at home, that's with your teachers. That's my number one job. And the older that I get and the more experience that I get, the more I realize that I need to make that stand and be that person to lead you in that direction to being a great person. And if I'm not doing that, then I'm not doing my job as a head football coach. Again, I appreciate the opportunity to be here today, Mr. Lucas. And again, I thank you for selecting me as your head football coach. Men, one thing I left out that's really important, we want to have fun. This is going to be fun. We want to play a lot of guys. I'd love to get back to 2-platoon football. Playing 11 guys on offense, 11 different guys on defense, and playing a lot of guys. We won a state championship at Galleon High School that way, being completely 2-platoon. So you get out there and you tell your buddies they want an opportunity to play, they'll get an opportunity. Now you got to go out and prove yourself. We want to play a lot of guys. You got to prove to the coaching staff that you can help us win, because winning's important too. This game's too hard not to go out and win. It's too hard. Put in too many long hours. It's just too hard of a game not to go out and win. But I want to play a lot of players, and you're going to get an opportunity to prove yourself. You got a clean slate, man. Any place I've ever been, any place I've ever gone in, fresh. I've told every team that I've been a part of in every program, you got a clean slate. And you want to play football, it's up to you now to prove to us that, number one, you deserve an opportunity to play because you are a good person and you are a good student, but that you're going to work hard to help make us the best football team that we can be, and that you're going to be a team player. You're going to do what's best for the team. Those things are all important. Again, I appreciate your time, and I'm very excited. You will see me around a lot, man, a lot, probably starting tomorrow. You're going to see me around a lot. In the afternoon, I want to interview each one of you personally. I want to sit down with you and see where you're at academically, where you think you're at as far as where you see yourself on our football team. I want to talk about your family. I want to talk about the things you do outside of football, and I want to get a chance to know each and every one of you, and I'm going to do that. Again, I appreciate it, and go Bulldogs. I can't believe I'm saying that. But the colors are the same. That's what's exciting. And we're gonna get after that Suburban League, and we're gonna take on Lake that first game on brand new turf. And man, that's gonna be exciting. We're gonna get after it. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, Coach. I know we're very excited to have you here in the city of Greene and to our community. And I know probably each and every one of you out there are just as excited as our interview committee was. This time we're going to have an opportunity for a few short questions. I know we got to get these young men back to class. Coach, you talked about academics, so we don't want to keep on too long. But if any members of the press or anybody in the room would like to ask Coach a couple questions, we'll have him step back up to the mic and we'll go from there.
Mike Keating doesn't have a question?
I got one. Absolutely. Tom, how is this going to help you getting this job a lot earlier than the last job? You got hired in there very late in 2005. I'm guessing this is going to be an advantage starting in mid-February. Can you tell me if it is or not?
Oh, I don't think there's any question, Mike. It's a big advantage to get started. This is the earliest I've ever started on any job that I've had, especially head coaching position. And I think it's going to be a big advantage to get to know the faculty, the administration, the people in the community, these players. to be able to go to some basketball games, some wrestling matches, and extracurriculars, and before the end of the school year, I think it's a huge advantage. Yes.
Tim Rogers with Plain Dealer.
Hi, Tim.
I don't know, you probably don't know your exact schedule yet, but what will you be teaching?
That is still in the planning stages. According to the administration, I met with our administration yesterday and talked about that, but that's still in the planning stages, and I'll let the administration handle that later. But I am excited about getting back in the classroom. No one can ever teach me of having teacher burnout. I think it's been about 14 years since I've been in the classroom. But as I tell a lot of people, I've been in some classrooms where there's about 30,000 people there too. So those are pretty tough classrooms. But I am looking forward to getting back in the academic area.
What are you certified in?
I'm certified in health and PE, OWA, driver's education, K through 12. K through 12 doesn't apply to driver's education. No. Question? Yes.
Coach, I'm Tammy Proctor from the Suburbanite, we're
Hi,
a
Tammy.
local
Sure.
newspaper. I talked with Mark Papp this morning. They had a lot of football coaches on the interview process. You're on the other end. Have you ever been in a committee interview with more football coaches?
No, I have not. And I think I'll be honest with you, that's something that greatly helped me through the process, and it really made the job, I think, a lot more appealing. The fact that there were football coaches. I don't think there's any secret to that. It's always good to work for people that have gone through the same experiences you've gone through. And Mr. Lucas has, and Mr. Paff has, Mr. Geis has, and I'm sure there are others on that committee that I'm not aware of that have coached or are currently coaching. And I think that's a great advantage coming in. That's a great question. Yes, hi Todd.
Tom, how satisfied are you to have this whole process over? You know where you're going to be coaching at next year. Just kind of talk about that a little bit, just from a personal standpoint, just having this process over.
Well, Todd, it's always a relief to know what you're going to be doing in the future. But to me, the bigger relief is the fact that I know I'm going to a great school system with great people, tremendous community support. And again, to me, the important part is the fact that there's a great balance here with academics and extracurriculars. And I think it's just those situations are healthy places to coach and teach. And that was what greatly excites me about being here. But you're right, it's nice knowing that you've got a job in a good school system.
You don't have to change your wardrobe too much?
Oh, yeah, you do, for other reasons. But that's not real important. Chris?
When did you first decide to pursue this job?
Boy, Chris, that's hard to say. I can't even think when it was. I know when I heard that Coach McVicker was going to retire, I knew it was a situation. And I'll be honest with you, I called Coach Owens at Ashland University, and he had nothing but, he says, hey, that's probably the best place I've ever lived. My kids love the school system, they love the teachers and the coaches, and he had nothing but positive things to say about it, and that's what excited me. And I knew he's the guy that would tell me the truth.
Did you see a lot of similarities? Obviously, you spent the last decade plus living in Canal Fulton with your kids going through that school district. Did you see a lot of similarities? Was that another thing that, because it was a lot like what your kids went through?
I think so. I think there are some similarities between those two school districts. Again, a lot of good people, a lot of good teachers, and yeah, I think that's probably a fair assessment. Yes, sir.
My name's Tony Gillian from Massillon Tigers Lair.
Hi, Tony.
My question is, when do your official duties end with Massillon, or have they already, and when do your official duties begin with Green?
Well, as far as I know, I'm going to be at Massillon to the end of the school year. But obviously, after school, my duties will start here with the strength program and hiring staff and so on. But as far as I know right now, my capacity at Massillon will not change during the regular school day, and I'm an assistant athletic director. And so I will be helping Tim Ridgely, and I especially want to make sure that I take care of our football players that are currently there now, our seniors, as far as their college